Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my Invisalign story. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I've been on Invisalign for about the last 6 months. It is currently March and I started my Invisalign treatment in September. So I thought by this time I've, you have a little bit of information and can actually give a full accurate review of how Invisalign works and how I'm liking it so far. Like I said, if you've been watching me for quite a while, you'll have noticed that I had a very sizable gap in my bottom teeth. That was kind of like the biggest issue with my teeth, was that my teeth in general were healthy, gums were healthy, never had like cavities or anything like that. But I had like I could fit a house through the gap in my bottom teeth. It didn't really bother me. I think it bothered other people more than it bothered me, because like other people saw my teeth more than I saw my teeth. I don't know, when I look in the mirror I don't really go like so I didn't notice like the gap as much unless I was watching myself back on video. I'm like, wow, that's pretty big. So Invisalign is something I was thinking about for a while. Growing up, my parents, my very African parents, didn't really want me to have traditional braces. They thought it was weird. They were like, oh, why are people putting metal in their teeth? Where I come from, having gaps in your teeth are just normal, I guess. It's not like a huge big deal. But obviously me growing up in America, it's not like, I guess, sightly to have like not nice and straight teeth. I don't know. So I will say it didn't bother me too much, but it bothered me just enough. And I was like, well, if I could afford treatment, then why not? And the older I got, I knew definitely that I did not want to have metal braces in my mouth. Like, I just was like, I'd rather just be buck teeth or buck-toothed rather than just, have braces at like 35. I don't know. It just wasn't something that I really wanted to do. But then Invisalign, became popular, and I would see the ads and I'd see the commercials, and I was like, wow, I mean, it looks invisible. I just always thought it was like going to be really ridiculously expensive and I wouldn't be able to afford it. But that's actually one of the biggest myths about Invisalign, just braces in general. I don't really like to go with the mindset that I can't afford anything. I think you can afford anything if you put your mind to it, if you save enough. It may take you a year, it may take you 10 years, it may take you 30 years, but at some point, if you put enough money away, you will be able to afford that thing that you want. So I was just scrolling through Groupon one day, and I just saw a whole bunch of Invisalign deals, and I was like, well, not really doing anything with my life, I might as well go check it out. And a little bit of background on me is I went to school for journalism, actual broadcast journalism. And I was like, if I'm going to be on TV, if I'm going to be on camera a lot, just because I don't care about it doesn't mean that other people don't care about it. So this is something I really want to invest in. I want to invest in, my looks. I want to invest in how I present myself to the outside world. So that was the biggest kind of factor in why I decided to go ahead and get Invisalign. And the second thing was I was able to afford it. So I saw on Groupon that they were having $2,000 off of the Invisalign treatment from one of my local dentists. So, and it came with like a $200 teeth whitening, whatever. So I was like, you know what, I'll just go for the consultation. I probably wouldn't even be a good candidate for Invisalign, but the Groupon deal was only like $99 and you got $2,000 off Invisalign. I might as well just go see. So I went for the consultation, and the dentist initially told me that, of course, you're a candidate for Invisalign, not only are this is where it gets the good part, not only are your teeth obviously have gaps in them, but they're flared, they're this, they're that, they're all this other stuff, but you would be a good candidate for Invisalign. And I was like, cool, awesome, great. I have $2,000 off because of this Groupon. How much is it going to cost? And she said, well, typically I charge $7,500, but with the $2,000 discount, it's going to be $5,500. And I was just like, what? $5,500 so that I could close my gap just kind of seemed like a lot. And I was like, it just did not sound right to me. Like, I was like, there's no way this treatment can cost $7,500. Like, that's a whole semester, 2 semesters worth of college. Like, no. This Groupon was stupid. I didn't need this. So then I went home and I was like, I'm going to just do some more research, because I'm sure you know, she's just trying to take advantage of the Groupon deal. So I actually went online and I went on this website called Real Self. And Real Self is a great website if you're ever looking to do anything cosmetic. They have before and after pictures, how much people pay depending on their location and stuff like that. So that's where I went to do the bulk of my research. And I was seeing prices from like $3,500 all the way up to $10,000 for Invisalign. So I was like, I guess it just really depends on who you go to, how long your treatment lasts, and all that kind of stuff. So I did some research and I actually found a local dentist in my area that, you know, had really great reviews on Google. So I decided to go in for a second consultation. And here's a really important part, is that if you're doing any dental work, you want your work to be done by someone who really knows what they're doing. Because that first lady was like, yeah, sure, you're a great candidate, just give me $5,500 and we'd be good to go. And then that same day after I had that consultation with her, I went to my regular dentist for normal teeth cleaning. And I told him about it. He was like, you're not a candidate for Invisalign. You know, Invisalign's horrible. Like, it straightens your teeth on a very superficial level. It doesn't move it from the bottom, this, that, and the third. And I was like, well, this lady just told me that I'm great. He's like, she is a dentist. You want to talk to a orthodontist. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to give you a referral to these doctors, to this orthodontist, and if they say that you're a candidate for it, then I believe them. But just don't believe any dentist that just got licensed in, you know, Invisalign 3 months ago. So I was like, that sounds fair enough. And after I did my research, I found these group of cosmetic dentists. So one of them is an orthodontist and the other one is a cosmetic dentist. And they live in my area. They are a little bit closer to me, and I went in and had a second consultation. He said, yes, you know, you are a candidate for it. And he mentioned like what she said, where it was, I had other things wrong with my teeth than just the big gap. Like I actually had gaps on the top. Apparently I'm a tongue thruster. So my teeth, that's why my teeth were flared. And he basically just said, you know, you're a candidate for it, but I'm not going to tell you that you're going to be done in a year. Like, I'm going to say it's probably going to take about 2 years, you know. It's going to be a slow process. Just, I want to give you very realistic expectations. And then I was like, great, you know, I'm ready for this. How much is it going to cost? And he said, typically I charge $5,500. But if your insurance doesn't cover it, then, you know, I can give you a discount. And I was like, my insurance does not cover it. So he gave me a discount, and I think overall I ended up paying about $4,000, which is still quite a lot. But like, if you compare $4,000 to $7,500, like that's a great deal. So basically I wasted my money on the Groupon because she just charged me that she was going to charge the regular price anyway. This guy was great. Dr. Miles, he's wonderful. Went to Howard University. Whoop, whoop. Love him to death. And what happens is, after I had that first consultation, like I think that same day, actually, he took molds of my teeth because I was just like, you know what, I'm ready. I want to do this. But I don't want to start the treatment just yet because it takes some time for them to take the molds and send it to like the Invisalign people and all that stuff. So I think what happened that day is they took molds of my teeth and they took pictures and all that stuff. And that part cost $250. And I think I had to pay that like that day. And then after they send it to Invisalign, they make all your trays and all that kind of stuff, and that's when you start. That process takes about 2 weeks, but it took me 3 months from when I got my molds to when I decided that I actually wanted to have them on my teeth. And that was mainly because I just wanted those 3 months to save some more money, because now I knew I'm going to be paying $4,000. I kind of wanted to pay everything up front, and you know, you have to pay like a deposit. I think my deposit was about $1,000 or something like that. So I just wanted to give myself those 3 months to save up a whole bunch of money rather than just going on like a payment plan and paying forever. So that's what I did. And I came back in 2 weeks after he had sent my stuff over to Invisalign, and I saw the video, and the video completely sold me. I forget what it's called, but basically it's a simulation of what your teeth look like and how they will change over the years. So I did not realize how bad my teeth were. Like, all I saw when I looked in the mirror was just I had a couple of gaps here and there. But seeing my teeth in that, like, simulation was just like, whoa, that's what's in my mouth. And he just, as he took the video, I'll insert the video, but as he took the video from week 1, week 2, week 3, and you saw the teeth just coming closer and closer and closer and back and back and back, I was like, this is like magic. I need to do this. Like, I want to do this. This is definitely worth the $4,000 I'm going to be coughing up. So yeah, that's that first half. That is my whole story of how I got started. Now, I got started September 1st, and it is now like, what, March 10th or something. So I've had them in for about 6 months, and I will tell you, second part of the video is my thoughts on Invisalign, the treatment. It was very painful the first 3 days. You know, a lot of people say, oh, it's better than having, you know, traditional braces because you don't have to do the tightening and stuff. The first 3 days were brutal, and maybe that's just because, I don't know, maybe I had a huge gap and it was closing it up, but those were brutal. Like, it actually physically hurt, and I was just like, I cannot do this for, like, you know, 2 years. Like, that's just, I can't do it for 2 years. That's too much. And I actually like wanted to give up, and I've actually read a lot of blogs about people just giving up on Invisalign like within the first like 3 days. Whew, water break. Anywho, so those first 3 days really hurt. I still have a lisp, but I was inaudible for like the first 2 weeks. Like, you could not hear what I was saying. Like, it was so bad. Like, my lisp was horrible, and it was like, there's really no point in having the invisible braces if people can still like not hear what I'm saying. They're gonna know something is up. But no, after I really thought I was gonna have the lisp the whole time, and it went away in about 2 weeks, and now I sound like a semi-normal person. You can still hear it though. Like, I can definitely still hear it. I sound a lot different than when I talk without the Invisalign on. And as you know, they come in little packs like these. And so my whole treatment is supposed to last 29 trays. And you wear each tray for 2 weeks. So if you multiply 29 by 2, you get 58 weeks, which is just a little bit over a year. But then, as I told you, my doctor had told me that it was going to take me 2 years. I've read that after you have the initial treatment of the trays, there's also a refinement stage where they go and fix anything that, you know, wasn't fixed in that time. And then you also have retainers so that your teeth don't move. And my dentist told me that basically I'm going to have to wear the trays for 29 trays. And then after I have them for 29 trays, I'm going to have to wear a retainer every day, morning through night, for 6 months straight. And he said with my case, he may just give me like linear retainers where they're just on your teeth forever, basically. But if I don't do that, then I have to wear them all day long, basically, for 6 months, and then every night for the rest of my life after those 6 months. But he just said he might just go ahead and just give me like linear retainers, which are retainers that go in the back of your teeth and no one sees them, and they're just stuck on there like for the rest of your life. I prefer that option than, you know, having the visible ones in the front. But yeah, so you wear, my change days are Tuesdays, which is really awkward sometimes because it's like, I kind of just, I don't know, Tuesday is like a weird day for me. I'd rather they were Sundays, but my changing days are on Tuesdays. So every Tuesday, every 2 Tuesdays, I change my trays myself. And I see my dentist every 6 weeks. So every 6 weeks, he gives me 3 and just kind of like checks to see that everything's going on. And he's actually been amazed. Like, we've both been amazed because I thought it would be a much slower process than it is. But actually within the first month, I could see a change, like a drastic change in my teeth. My gap was just getting, my top teeth, I think, are almost like completely fixed. Like, all my gaps are gone from my top teeth. My bottom teeth, some of the gaps that were there are closing up, but the biggest one right here is still there, but it is literally like at this point half the size of what it was when I first started, and that is totally amazing. Another thing is that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 buttons on, and you probably can't even tell, but they're these little white buttons they stick onto your teeth that make your teeth actually move. That's like what makes them, that's what does the job basically. And I think at first they used to be red when Invisalign first came out, but now they're just like the color of like your actual tooth. So you can't even tell that they're there unless you come up real close and see them. And one actually fell off and I didn't notice, and my dentist was not very happy about that. He's like, you need to tell me, this is like, it's gonna slow down your treatment. So now I check like every morning that all my buttons are still on there. But yeah, I have a total of 11, 3 on this side, 3 on that side on the top, and then 3 on this side and 2 on this side on the bottom. And they don't hurt, they don't really feel like anything. They're kind of sharp if you like just put your bare hand against it, but I don't really do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for what's actually going on in my mouth. Now, the next part psychologically is the fact that you have to wear it for at least 20 hours, preferably 22 hours a day. And at first I thought this was going to be really, really hard, like just wearing them all the time, because I mean, I like to eat and I don't want to like time myself. Like when the first week I had them, I actually timed myself that every time I would take them off to make sure I did not exceed 4 hours of them being off. And like eating the first couple of weeks, the first week I would say was really, 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 really hard, because my teeth, they were so new to my teeth that like every time I would take them off to eat, like they were really, my teeth were really tender, and then putting them back on just was like so painful that I had to get like Orajel just to like kind of numb my teeth before I put them in. But yeah, I don't have those problems anymore. Now I can just plop them on and plop them off. Like it used to take me so long to put them on and off, but I don't have that problem anymore. Like it takes me like literally 20 seconds, not even 20 seconds, probably like 10 seconds to take them off. So you cannot drink anything besides water with your Invisalign on. And that wasn't a really big problem for me because I really only drink water anyway. But if you want to drink something like coffee or tea or soda, like anything pretty much that's not water, you have to take them out to drink that. So I can see how that could be a little bit bothersome for some people. Like I'm not a heavy beverage drinker, so I'm fine with it, but it can get in the way, especially when you're like out on the town or like at a party or something and you just want to like drink some alcohol, take some shots. It's really annoying to always just take them off and put them on. And same thing with food. You cannot eat any food whatsoever with them in. Like it's actually very like uncomfortable to eat with them in, so you have to take them off. But you know, me being me and having such a healthy relationship with food, I found a way around this. So if I pretty much drink anything with them on, as long as I have a straw. Like, I mean, right now I'm drinking water, but usually I will just drink whatever with a straw. I mean, the main reason you don't want to drink anything with sugar in it or anything with coloring is it's going to stain the actual Invisalign. It's going to stain the plastic, so it won't be invisible anymore, which kind of like, I guess, defeats the point. And you're not supposed to eat anything with them in because you're not supposed to chew, because then you could actually break the plastic. But like I said, I found ways around this. Like I usually the first week that I have them on, I don't do anything crazy, but towards the end of the second week where it's time for me to swap the trays anyway, I start to get a little careless and just like, you know, gummy bears I can do, soft foods I can do, and every now and then like a smoothie or something I can just do. Like I don't know, it just was so annoying for me to just change my whole eating schedule based on my Invisalign that I just was like, I'm not gonna do that. And then the other thing is that also they recommend that you brush your teeth every time. You brush your teeth and you brush the actual Invisalign trays every time you take them off. That also is like kind of impractical. I used to get those small toothbrushes and stuff that you can get from Target that are like portable, and at the beginning I used to do that, and then I just like stopped caring and I don't do that anymore. One thing though that I will say is you don't want to brush you don't want to clean the Invisalign with toothpaste. You just want to clean it with just water and a toothbrush, because if you clean it with toothpaste, it gets a little foggy and like very weird looking, and you don't want to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will say that immediately I put the Invisalign on, I already felt like my smile was just so much better, just because with the trays on, it makes the gaps look smaller than they already are. Like I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but like whenever I put them on, it just makes the gap look smaller, I guess, because like the plastic is like, I don't know, it makes sense in my head what I'm trying to say. And the other thing is that if you are a lipstick wearer, you will get lipstick on your Invisalign, and getting lipstick on your Invisalign is a lot more annoying than getting lipstick on your teeth, because it actually takes a little bit more work to wipe the lipstick off. Like, I probably have lipstick on my Invisalign right now, but you know what, I don't care anymore. And what else? Kissing is like the same. Like, I don't really notice like a difference. Like, he doesn't notice a difference either. Yeah, that part is fine. Other stuff is up to you. I don't know. You're just gonna have to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. But and also, when you get the Invisalign tray, when you get your Invisalign pack, when you first start, you get 2 trays. You get a blue one and you get a red one. I already broke my blue one, but I still have my red one. But overall, like, I really, really like the treatment. Like, I don't have any complaints. I think it's totally worth it. I will say though, like, towards the 3rd month, when my teeth actually started really shifting and I started seeing like a huge difference, I kind of felt bad, because I was like, I felt like I did this more for other people than I did for myself. Like, I spent so much money just to like make other people want to look at me, if that makes any sense. Like, I did this because I wanted to be, I studied broadcast journalism, I wanted to be on TV, I wanted to, you know, do all that stuff. And now, like, my career goals have kind of changed a little bit, my priorities have kind of changed a little bit, and that doesn't matter to me as much anymore. So it's like, okay, I'm already like deep into this treatment, like, what was really the point? Like, it's kind of like vain when you think about it. But I don't know, the closer my teeth get, that thought kind of goes away, because I think they look great right now. Yeah, I will say that I had a little bit of those, like, well, why did I really do this? Like, this is kind of like, I could have put that money towards something else, you know. Just, this is all vain. But I mean, I don't know. I already did it. I already put all the money up. So yeah. And that's the other thing. Ask your dentist about payment plans, because I had saved up a good amount of the money, but then I just felt like I don't want to give this man like my whole entire life savings. So interest free, I had payment plans for about 5 months, and each month I paid like $675 for 5 months with no interest, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's really it. I really, really, really enjoy the way my teeth look. I've loved the treatment. Like, it doesn't feel like anything anymore. Like, I just feel like these are my normal teeth. Actually, sometimes it feels weird when I don't have them on. Like, I should put them back in. But yeah, I totally love it. If you guys have any questions, I know I ramble a lot. I'm really trying to stop rambling. But if you have any questions, or you didn't feel like watching this whole video, just leave a comment down below and I'll try and answer them to the best of my ability. If you have any tips if you wear Invisalign yourself, if you have any tips you want to share with me, let me know. Like I said, again, I'm not sponsored by Invisalign or anybody, but Real Self is a great website if you really want to see if this is the right thing for you to do. And yeah, I'm so happy, and I cannot wait to show you. I think I'll probably do, like, when I'm finally done with the treatment, do another like review. But thank you so much for watching this very long video, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.